I just arrived back in Korea after visiting Tokyo for Tokyo Game Market. I can't wait to share the games I picked up while I was there, as well as my experience of the whole event. Let's go.
We're bored in Korea, but never bored. Every game played, every victory scored. Moyara for the win, lose, or glory. Let's tell those K-board game stories.
Let's talk Tokyo Game Market. I attended on the Saturday only. I was staying in an area called Tamachi, which is about an hour by train. I had to take a train into Tokyo Station and then a train out to the nearby JR Rail station. It was about a 10-minute walk from there. All really easy, all very simple, very crowded getting off. I think I arrived at around 11:10. And a lot of people got off the train. But I think that's because there's also a lot of other conventions occurring at the same time. Big shout out to Thinkathema. They made a video where they talk through their experience. And I think it's something like Don't Make the Mistakes that we made. It was really helpful in planning to head over there. So if you get the chance, check it out. I'll add a link to the video in the description. They did a great job. They do excellent coverage of this event. I am that person that would have turned up at, 8, 9 a.m. in the morning just in excitement to be there, even though I can't get in until midday. So I would have been standing in the sun for quite some time. So shout out to those guys. It is a busy convention. I'll put up some footage of the entering. It's quite cool. You walk in at 12, but it never felt crowded. I think shout out to the organizers of Tokyo Game Market, because the whole event, you tell there's a lot of people around, there's a lot of buzz, there's a lot of energy, but it never feels like you're overcrowded. Most of the stalls, I barely lined up, so often just one or two people in front of you. I think that's because there's hundreds of desks and stalls where you are going to. With some slight caveats, Endgame had huge lines all day. I think you needed to get tickets if you wanted to enter before 3 o'clock. And then I think I arrived at 3:05 and the line was insane. So I didn't even go into there. For the most part, it was really manageable. It was great. I love the way that they got the breakout area so you can go up some escalators or some stairs. The escalators come down. Go up some stairs and you can sort of sit in a more quiet area and just relax, chill out for a bit. I found that very handy, especially if I needed to reorganize my backpack that I was carrying around with the games. It was a really useful spot to get to. The other thing was that I arrived and I had to get my tickets. That all just went so smoothly. So you just walk in. I think I had tickets within a couple of minutes of, like, basically straight away as soon as I walked past the ticket desk. And then you walk in and you join the line. So I just waited 15 minutes in the nice warm Tokyo sun. And yeah, we headed in. So yeah, cannot complain. Brilliant. I think the main takeaway for me, and it was something I think anyone who's made any videos about this have shared, is the pre-order. Just pre-order. I pre-ordered most of the games that I was interested in picking up, and it just was so easy and smooth to be able to collect them. I did see a number of people trying to pick up games, trying to see if games are available, or a lot of stalls had sold out signs because they had sold out. And I'm talking at maybe 1 p.m. Some possibly were sold out based on pre-orders. So I highly recommend just doing that before the event. It gives you a little bit of direction about where you want to go around and pick some stuff up. So I'd probably spent the first hour and a half, nearly 2 hours, collecting games that I'd pre-ordered. And then I really enjoyed the next couple of hours just going around, looking at some of the really interesting and random games, getting to demo some games, hearing some explanations of games, and just really soaking it in. Ideally, I feel like it would be nice to do that first and not have to carry the heavy backpack around with me as I do it, but you do need to collect the games before a certain time. Otherwise, they do look to sell them to people who are interested. And I think the final thing, just if you get the chance to go to Tokyo Game Market, just do it. It was so fun. I loved every minute of it. I went solo. It went so quickly though. I felt like I was so busy just like jumping from stall to stall. So many stall holders were so kind and accommodating. I really don't speak much Japanese beyond hello, thank you. I'm so focused currently on trying to learn Korean. while I'm living here. So but they still were just so kind and generous with their time and trying to work to explain what they could. And I'll explain as I go through some of the games. There were some good salesmen out there because some were so excited to be just sharing their game with whoever was willing to listen. Yeah, just fantastic event. I think so unique in the fact that there are so many games there that you can just try out and see what you like. So head along if you get the chance. Okay, but anyway, let's jump in. Let me show you what I picked up. I'll try and make this as quick as possible with some of these, but I do want to be able to showcase some of these games and why I picked them up and why I was interested in them. So let's have a look at them now. Let's go through games. So I'm just going to do this in no particular order. I'm just going to start grabbing games that I've got here, and I will try my best to explain them. It's a lot of games. I don't know everything about them. I haven't played nearly any of them. So just bear with me as I try to sort of give you a bit of an idea of why I was interested, what drew me to them, and what I'm hoping the experience will be. So I might start with this little guy here. So this is JuSayYo. This is one of the ones that I previewed in my anticipation sort of list. And this one just is a trick-taking style game. But what's interesting is you've sort of got these 4 suits, and you actually are handing around this box, so the person whose turn it is will play and put their card in the box. But you don't want to be getting rid of your cards. You actually want to keep your cards as long as possible. And you want to be not the person you want to be the last person standing with your cards. And so how you can do that is you can play a card here following the suit, or you can actually ask someone, JuSayYo, which is basically, please, can you help me? And so, can you help me? And then if they are able to meet the requirements of whatever the suit is, then they will play into the box instead of you. The other thing is if you think someone can't follow, so you can actually try and call them out and say, I don't think you've got it. And then that person has to try and play in there. And if they don't have it, then they are eliminated out of the game. So it sounds really fun. Also just want to shout out the artwork on these. This is just like so beautiful. Okay, so this may have been my most anticipated game of Tokyo Game Market. The 4 Deuces. It's Gungnil. The 2-player trick taking with dice. I don't know. I don't know if I need to say much more. It looks amazing. I think he's done it. Like, I was having a quick look at the production. It's got the beautiful linen finished cards. The artwork is again just stunning, and I can't wait to play another 2-player trick taker from Gungnil. I also picked up, while I was there, Odyssey, which is a previous release from Gungnil, which is a non-2-player game. So this one actually is multiplayer. That has like a really interesting sort of mechanic where you can ask the favor of the gods and you actually change what is the trump, doing that, and you're sort of going through Ithaca. If you want more information about this one, Taylor's Trick Taking has a really good video on how to play that one, so maybe check that out. Next up, let's have a look at the Many Stories Mansion. So this is from Reader on Jupiter and Kim Anok. So this is Jupiter's Club. It's a trick-taking game, but you're also building a Petra style building using colors to do that. Let me just see if I can pull some of these out. So trying to create specific shapes with these colors. So if you're trying to build a 3 tall tower with this color, you are trying to create this sort of L shape here, or what's represented here with these. And that's how you score throughout the game. It just looks so beautiful. Like the artwork is insanely good, it's also, the art is done by the designer. I think they've been on a bit of a roll. I also picked up 2 Sloth to Win, so another game from this design studio that was picked up by Playte, a really interesting racing trick-taking game. So looking forward to playing this one as well. Next up, let's have a look at this guy here. No guy looks normal. This one is an interesting one. Actually, a friend in Australia, I told I was heading to Tokyo Game Market, sent me a link to this one, said, look, check this one out. This one looks insane, I think is possibly what he was trying to get at. But I walked past the table and I got a demo of the game and actually, you know what? It's all right. It's very light. It's a very, very simple game. So let me just grab it out. The whole premise of the game is it's kind of like Snap. So you will lay these out in a circle in front of you, and then basically people will take turns flipping cards over one at a time. And I'm probably going to miss one of these, but basically flipping it over until you can spot one that is not the same as the other ones. Oh, is he smiling there? Yeah, there we go. So if you have a look, in this one, he's got a smile going on. So yeah, that's the whole premise of the game. I already played this one with my kids. They actually really like it. I think they're much better than I am at spotting some of the differences. I don't know if you can spot the difference in this one. He's got a little bit of a smooch there on his neck. So yeah, very light, very easy. They were super nice, the people at the table, and I felt like it's fun. And again, my kids really like it. We're actually going to be playing some games tonight with some family, and my son asked me to bring this one along, so I'll be doing that. Shout out to Shotzi for recommending it. Next up, let's take a look at Honeybee. So again, while we're on simple, easy games, this one is pretty straightforward as well. It's a bit of a push your luck style game where you are trying to collect sets of these bees. Let me see if I can open this up. So yeah, you're collecting these different sets of bees, and basically you'll be flipping, you just got the deck and you'll be flipping cards over. Actually, well, I imagine these are all the wild cards at the back, so that'll be useful to explain in a bit. But basically you're flipping cards over. Let's just do one from here until... So you just be doing it off the top of your deck, but they're not shuffled up. But you can stop at any time, but as soon as you have two of the same color in the row, you've busted and you lose the cards. But if you do stop, you can collect them, and you're trying to collect sets, I believe, of cards. So you're trying to collect 4 of a kind, so four of the same number, 4 of the same color, or 4 consecutive numbers. So in the example here, they got 4, 5, 6, 7, and you'll score a different amount of points. So if you can get 4 of a kind, you're going to get 8 points. 4 of the same color, 3 points, and consecutive numbers, 4 points. And I think once someone collects 3 sets, the game ends. So pretty straightforward, but there are some wild sort of cards where you can sort of ask for a specific number of people, or you can ask for a specific color, and then there's also some jokers that give you a bit more flexibility. So I picked this up. The artwork's just so beautiful. I really like the bees, and there's even a little bit of story behind the different bees if you have a look into the page. So I think it would be really easy, fun one to play with the family. So that's Honeybee from Plan B Games, Plan B and Up and Up. Next up, let's go with Cheese or Nuts. Now this one I saw being demoed. He didn't really have any English, so he wasn't able to do a demonstration for me, but I picked up a fair bit of what he was trying to show people. It is a trick-taking game where you are trying to compete for nuts and cheese. So you've got these cheese tiles and these nuts tiles that all have different sort of scores on them, ranging from 1 through to it's like 10, as well as a couple of wild ones. And basically each round you'll put a nut and a cheese. Now I'm not sure if these actually go this way or this way. So you'll put them on the box actually like this, and you'll be playing a trick. So what will happen is you will play into the trick. Whoever played the highest card will get the cheese. So whoever gets the highest card will get the cheese. Whoever plays the lowest card, so the lowest card, will get the nut. But if you play the same number as someone else, you cancel each other out. And so actually in this scenario, the 2 3s would cancel each other out. And the 2 here would be the one to get the cheese, and the lowest number would get the nut. So I think that's a really interesting premise, that you're sometimes wanting to get high, sometimes wanting to get low, but you don't want to be predictable. You don't want to get the same. So it sounds really fun. Next up, let's have a look at this one here. Actually, this is not a new release. I believe this one maybe came out last year, but I thought it looked really cool. This one is a cooperative deduction game. So you are playing out these sort of 10 planet cards. I also picked up the expansion, but I know absolutely nothing about that, so I won't tell you too much about that. But in this one, you're working together to... there we go. So you're working together to try and deduce the order. Look at these cards, like just look at that. To get, so these oh, they're so thick actually. So what will happen is you will shuffle these up, and in an advanced game, I think you add the black hole. But again, I don't know a lot about it. You'll shuffle these up and you'll place them out in a row like this. And then basically each player in the group is going to have a turn, a certain number of turns. I think it's 4 turns. So they've got 4 tokens here to look at a tile. So I think this is the first, so it's got the one. And so basically I could look at this one here and go, okay, 7. I know the 7 needs to be 3 from the end on one of these ends, because it's 1 through to 10. But I'm not allowed to communicate with anyone. All you're allowed to actually say is like, oh my God, apparently. Like, that's what you're allowed to say. Oh my gosh. And basically that's all you're allowed to do. You can tell people, like, I don't think you should move it. I think, like, leave it, or some, like, very basic things. I'll have to look at the rules exactly, but that's my understanding of watching some of the Japanese videos on this. But basically you'll play all your tiles out, and then at the end you'll flip it over. Oh no, we got it wrong. And if you've got them all in order, you win the game. So again, I've got an expansion for it as well. I don't know how that works. I think that should be pretty fun, and just I couldn't go past how beautiful these planet cards look. So that is, sorry, I don't think I said the name because I'm not sure how to say it. Syzygy? I don't know. If someone can tell me how to say that, that'd be great. I'm already really bad at saying any words in any language anyway. So let's put that one away. Next up, let's take a look at this one here. Now this one was really cool. It even, I mean, it looks like a medicine box. I don't know how to describe it, but the cardboard even feels a little bit more like a medicine box than usual. And then they actually gave it to me in a plastic bag, like if you were picking it up from the pharmacy. So this one is, I believe, translated as Hay Fever Burst. And I 100% picked this up based on the components and the theme. I will need to translate the rules into English, but I just love these 3D printed tissue boxes. My understanding of how the game works is you are collecting sets of these different flowers that produce pollen. You don't want to collect over 10 points worth of them, because once you collect over 10 points worth, you start having an allergic reaction. You add these pollen tokens, and if you get pollen tokens on every single type, you get eliminated because you go to the hospital. And then you also don't want to get too many of the cards with these dots, because that's what adds up your score, and you want to have the lowest score. So I think it's a set collection game where you don't want to collect the sets, is my understanding. So it sounds really interesting and fun, but I 100% picked it up because of the theme, because of the 3D printed pieces, and I just thought it's very quirky and fun. I do remember there's also something about you actually can change whether it's the high or low that wins or loses the trick. So some interesting little twists and turns in the game. So I'll need to do a little bit more translating of the rules before I can play this one. But I just loved the theme and the presentation. So that is what I believe is translated as Hay Fever Burst. Let's take a look at this one. This one's a really interesting story. I was walking through Tokyo Game Market after I'd already picked up all my pre-orders, and the table that was selling this one, what's the company called? Shukodo Works, I think. Shukodo Works. They were yelling out to me, please come and play, try it out, come test out this game, try it out. And so I went along. I have to admit that the theme and the initial look at it, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. I'm not sure this is my style of game. But the excellent salesperson that it was, they got me to sit down and they got me to do a demo. And they did a wonderful job explaining how to play in English. But this is a very interesting little tactical, abstract sort of two-player back and forth game. So in this one, you've got this little player board. Let me show you. And basically what you're doing is you're trying to build these sort of poker hands on this 9x9 grid. So you've got these cards, different suits and different ranks, and you might want to try and build like a 1, 2, 3 down here, and then you've got these little chits that are your health, your hit points, and you gain or you lose hit points based on what you put together. So if you get a set of the same numbers, it's a specific number of hit points. If you get the 3 of a kind of the same suit, you can do certain amount of damage, but you can also just gain the health back. And then there's some tactic cards in there, so you can play tricks on the other player, or you can do things like make it so that they have to play a specific number to a specific spot, or that they can't, like they might have to play odd or even. Anyway, it was really fun, and I really enjoyed the play of it, and I picked it up after initially thinking this is not for me. So I'm looking forward to sort of playing this a little bit more, sinking my teeth into it, and then hopefully I can share a little bit more about this very interesting game. So that is Law Matrix from, what did I say the name of the company was? Shukodo Works. Let's talk Kindoro. Now, I already made a video where I talked about this one. I actually wasn't sure about the artwork on this one when I did that video, but actually seeing it on the table, I really like it. I actually think it pops quite well and looks quite really nice. But this one's a very interesting sort of trick taker where you are trying to put together sets that are higher or lower than what the combination is on these saves. Yeah, I'll hopefully do a little bit more of a video about this one later, but yeah, very excited to pick up a copy of it. Oh man, I've just spread it all over the table. I might just need to pause while I pack these away. Next up, let's talk Flamenco, the card game. This is the darling of Korea at the moment. This is very popular. If you go on Korean Instagram, like board game Instagram, I guess, you cannot help but see this game, and I can see why. It's so beautiful. The Saibepu art, and it seems like it's going to be a really interesting trick-taking game with this splitting mechanic. So it's very interesting. You can only play the same number of cards. So like it's a ladder shedding style game, but instead of being able to increase the number of cards each time that you play, you have to play the same number, unless someone's maybe played something that you can split in half. So if someone plays some 4s, 2 4s, you could, if you have 4 2s, you could play those, which then, you know, brings it down and changes the number in a really interesting way. So I think it's going to really mess with my mind a little bit, this one, with how it works. And so I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into it. Shout out to the team at Board M Factory who did give me this copy at Tokyo Game Market. Next up, a game from Mandu Games, Don Quixote. Again, I made a video about this one. It was one of my anticipated games for the con. It is a re-implementation of, is it Neapolitan ice cream? Something like that. Oh man. But it's a beautiful re-implementation. And I want to shout out the production value of Mandu Games. Like these linen finish cards are just beautiful. The artwork is insanely good. And yeah, I can't wait to play this physically, because I've actually only ever played this game in Trickster's Table. So I'm looking forward to playing against humans. not that it's an excellent implementation, and I highly recommend you try that out. Okay, so next up, Trick Slayers. The artwork's fantastic, beautiful game. I think it sounds very interesting where you are competing with you're playing tricks, competing with each other to slay different monsters, including dragons, and the person who does the most damage is going to get will get the card. But if you don't slay dragons, then everyone is going to lose all of their prizes, which I think, look at that, that just pops, that just explodes. Everyone's going to lose their prizes. And so I think this is going to be some really interesting sort of ways that you can play. So if you're behind, you might not want to kill the dragon. You might actually want to lose so that you catch up. So I think there's some really good opportunities for some sort of interesting gameplay in a trick-taking game. So yeah, really happy I picked this one up, and I look forward to getting it to the table as well. This next one's another interesting one that I sort of picked up on a bit of a whim as I was walking through and got a bit of a demonstration and an explanation of how it works. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of Dixit with symbols. So let me see if I can find the little spiel on here. Aliens seek friendship with Earth, unaware that writing symbols differ across time and places. Choose 3 characters from various options to create hints that convey your topic. So you're basically going to be trying to get some of these symbols and put them together to try and help people guess a specific... Oh, hang on, these are the aliens. Where are we? So these are the tiles that you'll place them on. So you got the numbers. Oh, here we go. So you'll be trying to get them to guess these specific words. They're on the back, but using these symbols to do it. So I don't know. Sounds like a fun party game. Nice and light and easy. And like I think that I should be able to get this one played. And yeah, looking forward to it. Let's take a look at 2 games that I picked up from Showhouse Games, from designer JuSayYo. And so the first one is Quintess, bidding style game. I feel like sort of like Liar's Dice. So you're going to get some cards, you know some information, and then you're trying to predict what the total number the cards added up are. So that's sort of everything I know about that one. But I thought that sounded interesting enough to pick that one up. And then Monster Nuki, which is sort of another set collection style game where you're trying to guess what's in your opponent's hands so that you can make sets, and you want to collect different types of dolls. The more different types of dolls you get, the more points you get. But I think there's some special abilities on the dolls as well as you collect them. So yeah, looking forward to sinking my teeth into these 2. Let's go to... Actually, here's one. Let's go to one I've played already. Next. So we actually played this one this morning with my kids. This is Capsule Collector. And so in this one, you're building a grid. So it's sort of one of those grid building games. So you're building a grid of 16 of these capsules, and you're trying to score as many points as you can from these stars. And how you get the stars is you've got to get the capsules and then open them. But it works on a really cool little sort of conveyor belt sort of mechanic where you'll be flipping out these tiles, and as you flip them out, you'll sort of just be placing these out here in this sort of waiting area, and as you do, they'll be building up sort of as sets, and then you've got to choose a specific set. So if I chose this set, if this was available, 318s, I would take these and I would put them into my grid, building from the top down to the bottom. But then I activate the tile based on how many. So if you have a look in here, this tile here is in the 3. So I would actually get to open these capsules. And so you get to open a group of capsules that are the same, that are touching each other. So then I would open these up, and you can see that I've actually got a standard one and 2 sort of slightly, I don't know, rarer, but there's some with 5 stars that are the rare ones. So you're building this grid, you're trying to open them, and then you've got these sort of special powers. So this will then slide in here, and they all do different things. So this one lets you open capsules. This one just lets you have another turn straight away. This one lets you manipulate where the capsules are, so you can try and build bigger groups that you can open with less moves from this. And then this one just lets you draw an extra capsule as you do it. So very fun. My kids really enjoyed it. Although my son got a little bit frustrated because he felt like he was a bit unlucky because he got a lot of the non-rare ones. But I did say to him, well, that's how these capsule machines work. So maybe a good life lesson. Anyway, that's Capsule Collector. Really fun light game from Korea Board Games that I recommend you check out. Up next, let's take a look at Masquerade Trick Party. So again, we've got that Syzygy art, and this is another trick taker, but this one is a trick taker with hidden roles. So there's sort of two phases to the game. One is the actual trick taking itself, and then the second phase is the night phase, in which you are trying to work out what character other people are by the way that they're playing the game. So their role may be requiring them not to win any tricks. Their role may be requiring them to not have the most, not have the least, or to win a lot of tricks. So you can only. So I think there's sort of three ways you can score, and it really depends on how people go at guessing what happens in that sort of second phase. So it sounds really interesting. The artwork is insanely good. It's so cool. So yeah, super excited. Can't wait to play it. And yeah, Masquerade Trick Party. Next up, we will have a look at some Playte games. Plotters Inc. This one I did some coverage of before Pick a Game Market. This one has really interesting scoring mechanics where you want to collect pretty much, you want to get 2 of the suits and not collect any of the other ones, because you're going to times the 2 of the suits that you want to together, and then you're going to divide that by whatever you've got left over from the other suits. So maybe that sounds like maths, the trick taking game, but it sounds really interesting to me. I think that'll play really well. I think it will change the way that I play trick taking a lot. So really looking forward to giving this one a go. The next one I picked up is this one here, Dachs Hunt. I don't know a lot about it actually, other than it has these really cool little Dachs Hunt dogs. I believe it's another trick-taking game, but it just looked very cool when I was looking on Pick a Game Market site, so I pre-ordered it. But yeah, I don't know a lot about it. So I know that Sir Cat, and again I'll link to the video in the description, has created a video on how to play this one. So I've got that one queued up, ready to go to watch when I decide to give this one a go. So thank you, Sir Cat, for putting that together, and I'll watch it before I play this one. Next up, another Playte game, Finger Pirates. Again, I did some coverage before this. This just sounds like a really fun auction style game where you're putting out your fingers, trying to bid. The whole group, if they go over this number, whoever put out the highest number is going to go to last to collect these. Otherwise, they'll get to be the first pick. You want to pick specific ships. Some have good things on them, some don't have good things. So it sounds really light and easy, breezy, fun to do. And so yeah, that's why I picked up Finger Pirates. Now, next up, I've just got a couple of games here that I picked up from Yellow Submarine. This is Nana, has been re-released as Trio. Another sort of light game where you're a little bit of mix of memory and maybe Go Fish, where you're trying to get specific cards to complete sets, and you want to be the first to either complete 3 sets or complete sets that add up to 7. And I love the Syzygy art on this one, so I picked up this copy. And then I picked up this copy of Maskmen. It's a second-hand copy, and I mostly picked it up because I thought it was a really good price. So looking forward to it. I know that a new version was recently released with the villains on it. So looking forward to play this one, which has sort of a variable trump ladder that you're building from the mass as you determine who's the strongest. So looking forward to that. Next up is this one here, Oshaka Trick. This one is another trick-taking game where you actually, the lowest point, whoever has the lowest cards out is going to be winning, but it has a really unique scoring. As you win tricks, you'll collect the cards and you build these sets that run ascending order from lowest to highest, and you want to collect them in that order, because if you collect them and you can't, so if you then pick up an 8 red, for instance, in this scenario, and you can't place it down, it becomes a negative card. So you'll flip it over and become a negative card. So interesting scoring mechanisms, interesting gameplay in that you're trying to play out the lowest cards rather than the highest cards. So I think this one was pretty hot and pretty popular at the con, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Only a few left. I've pretty much got one more game and then my Playte Container. So here we go. This one was Mofuchip. Picked this up mostly for the amazing artwork. It just looks stunning. It helps. I feel like this looks like my sister when she was a wee lass, a young girl, a little bit. So I'll have to share with her. Pick this up. But my understanding, it's a pretty straightforward trick taking game, but you use these chips that sort of, if you lose, you collect some of these chips and you can add them to the cards to help you play higher numbers or change the color. So yeah, again, just stunningly beautiful art, and yeah, really excited to play it. Okay, so now we're into the crate, although I already showed you one game from the crate and I can't work out what it was. I think it was two Sloth to win was the other one that I picked up in the crate. So I picked up the Playte chips. I went with the 5s because I just wanted some really portable chips to get around. Shout out to Stu Teacher. I think he was really recommending picking these up. He also recommended picking up Stereo Mind, so I grabbed Stereo Mind as well, and I'm looking forward to giving that one a good play. This one I picked up just mostly on the looks. I just think it looks really interesting. Did read something, I think it was on Instagram, someone likened it to Ghost Stop, which I love playing. So I picked it up, but that's all I know. I haven't even had a chance to really read the rules of this one, so I'll do that when I get the chance. I picked this one up. I think this will be a really fun auction game to play with my family. I like that it's very simple. You just paying $10 for whatever you catch, and you're flipping over tiles, cards, hoping that the fish that you want come up and that you get to ring the bell first. And then I picked up this one on a whim just because I thought that the donkeys looked very fun and wild. But I don't know a lot about it. Again, I haven't read the rules yet, but yeah, I just did that. And then the final one here is Gachapon Trick, which is a very popular trick-taking game at the moment, where you get to insert the coin into the box. And I mostly picked this up because my kids are obsessed with Gachapon. I knew that I feel like they'll like it. They already liked Capsule Collector, so I just think that it's another option to play with them with a theme that they like. And so that is all the games that I picked up at Tokyo Game Market. Let me know if you picked up any of these games, what you're looking forward to playing from Tokyo Game Market. If any of these are games that you're looking forward and hoping come to where you play games. I'm hoping I can get some videos put together as soon as possible to share what these are like and share all the quirky and interesting games that I picked up. All the best. I'm Ryan the Aussie Joshi. We bored in Korea, and we think you should too.
We're bored in Korea, but never bored. Every game played, every victory scored. Moyada for the win, lose, or glory. Let's tell those K-board game stories.